Right, I'm going to be quick this time because this is my third attempt at filming this and time is running out. Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to Just Add Ginger and thank you so much for clicking on this video. And the first two attempts of filming this, I did have a little tiny, well not so tiny, but a little baby on my knee to show you. But halfway through filming the second time round, he got very hungry. So he is now sitting behind me, supervised, in our little feeding setup that we use. So I'm just going to talk at you instead. 9 weeks ago, I had my second baby. So this Meet My Baby is very delayed, but mum life got a little bit crazier. Having 2 children is no joke. Everybody, I would like you to meet Ezra William Everest. Those are his 2 middle names, if you're not sure. He was born on the 23rd of July at 6:22 in the morning, right there, actually where he is now on the sofa. That's where he was born. I thought I was just having a poo, and out he came. Well, he flew out, really. Very spectacular, very exciting. So yes, he was out £8.9, although now at 9 weeks he is just £13. In the beginning I was combi feeding, so breast and bottle, but he was a hungry little thing and my boobs couldn't keep up. He preferred my right one, wasn't getting a lot from my left, and the bottles just ended up being the best option for everybody. So he's on formula. He takes 6 ounces every couple of hours. This is the way it's got to be. He takes 6 ounces at a time. Eric was very much a snacker with his feeds, whereas Ezra polishes off a bottle in one go. He's got a little bit of reflux like Eric did, but nothing major and nothing we're not used to, so it's not of a big concern to us. I'm trying to keep this quite concise because I don't want to waffle on. At the moment, he's got blue eyes and what we think is looking like blonde-ish hair, although I think his eye colour's turning a little bit more tawny. It's difficult to tell, but he's got very fair skin. Eric has an olive undertone to his skin, but Ezra is very fair. Sometimes in certain lights, he makes me look like I've got a tan, and that's saying something. So he's going to be very fair and looks like very blonde as well. He's got very sensitive skin. He got his 8-week IMS last week. Is it last week? Yes, and the nurse put a plaster on both his legs and we think he's had a reaction to it. So very, very sensitive skin. So we're going to have to be careful with that one. He is in size 2 nappies, although I'm not sure when the weight transition is, so he may be going to 3 soon. I'm not entirely sure. He's in the 91st percentile for his length, so he's very long for his age bracket. And last weigh-in, he is just in the 75th percentile, so absolutely fine. It just means that at the moment he's in 0 to 3 size clothes, but lengthwise they're getting very small for him, especially sleep suits that have got the inbuilt feet. So we're in a bit of awkwardness, well he is, in terms of clothing. He's not in 0 to 3 necessarily, but then he's not in 3 to 6. That 3 to 6 swamp him in the body, but are okay in the leg and then massive in the arms. So I had to panic order a few sleep suits from H&M who do the in-between sizes this morning when I was in the bath, because we've got a lot of 0 to 3 sleep suits that aren't fitting him anymore that we need to get rid of. So I'm hoping that we have some clothes that he will fit into, because the weather is still a bit touch and go. Some days it's warmer, some days it's cooler, and most of his 3 to 6 stuff is more suitable for the cooler weather because I didn't think he was going to come out being quite as big as he ended up being. So that's where he's up to, kind of stat wise, I suppose. He's a very content baby. He's very easy and very laid back. I don't want to say too much about that because obviously we're in a lucky position, and a lot of parents struggle in certain ways with their babies, whether it's feeding, sleeping, wind, colic, reflux. But we've been very lucky. Eric was laid back and calm and chilled out. Ezra's even better. The only time we really hear him cry is when he's hungry or when he's got a bit of trapped wind. Other than that, he's happy to lay back, watch the world go by, be passed around for cuddles, be read to, be sung to, watch his brother pot around. He's very patient with Eric, who isn't always the gentle of hand, but he's the perfect addition to our family. He's made it so complete. In the beginning, I struggled quite a lot with the transition going from having 1 child to 2. I had a lot of mum guilt. I think it's because I have been a stay-at-home mum with Eric for all of his life, and because I spend so much time with him, and we do have a very close bond. I felt like I was betraying him by having another child. I don't know if that makes any sense, but as the weeks have gone on, my guilt has lessened because Eric seems to be getting used to having a brother. He's not really that bothered. I don't expect him to be. Newborn babies aren't that exciting, to be honest. Let's get real. All Ezra seems to do at the moment is eat, sleep, and have his nappy changed. So I think once Ezra starts to get a bit more interactive, Eric's interest will pick up even more. You know, Eric will start making Ezra laugh, and I think Eric's going to love that. But yeah, I found it really hard, and I'm not afraid to admit that, because you know I'm sure that other mums, new dads, new parents out there go through the same thing when you bring another child into the family dynamic. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, or tell me if you've had that experience. Eric isn't that bothered. I had like so many visions of like them having this instant brotherly bond, and you know, cuddling, and them having like their first like brotherly kiss. Well, that hasn't happened. Eric will show interest, but then want to go off and do his own thing, which is fine. But it's been so sweet watching this bond grow. I think it's made it even more special. Eric will often come over to Ezra and just stroke his leg, or want to give him his dummy, or want to give him a toy. Oh, you're tired, aren't you? Tired. Or one day he came over and just rubbed his head, which was incredibly sweet. He will, the childminder said that when he's there, he will often pick up, well not often, he said he's done it once, pick up toys, and will include Ezra in, you know, kind of playing with the toys. So he'll give one of the toys Ezra's name, as well as us in kind of role play, imaginative play situations. He, you know, if we ask him who his brother is, he will say Ezra, or Ezra. It's really sweet. So that's been really special to watch. And I think, in fact, having Ezra as part of the family has made my bond with Eric even stronger, if that's possible. We've always had a close bond because I have been at home with him, but whereas he would go to Ryan quite often if he was upset or wanted comfort or just cuddles, he's coming to me more and more, which is lovely, although once you've heard mummy, 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 for hours on end, it can get a bit tiring when, you know, you have got another child who wants you as well. So yeah, our bond seems to have gotten stronger. We, you know, we'll have cuddles on the sofa now, and he will sit on my knee and he will ask for me more. I'm doing more bedtimes. Like the other day, he wanted me to give him a bath, which was nice. He actually asked me, he said, "Mummy, bath?" And that was really sweet. So as much as the repetitive "mummy, mummy, mummy" can be annoying, from my perspective, I'm loving it because we've not had that kind of relationship before. Oh my neck, ow, God. Gosh, this video is just all over the place, isn't it? Ezra did have slightly immature hips, so he has been in double nappies for the past 4 weeks, and he had a hospital appointment on, what day are we on? Friday? He had one on Wednesday. He had it on Wednesday, and his hips are fine now. So the double nappies are gone, which is great. I was a bit concerned about that because sometimes you do have to put babies into a harness to help their hips, and I just couldn't get my head around how that was going to work, but that's something we don't have to worry about anymore. In terms of personality, I've already said he's very calm, he's very laid back, he's very smiley. He smiles at the clock, he smiles at faces. He really likes it at the moment when I sing him Disney songs. If I sing to him Let It Go from Frozen in particular, he loves it. We're doing tummy time, which he's not the biggest fan of at all, really. But I think that'll just be a growing thing. He'll learn to like it because he has to. He really likes being read to at the moment. We have a few That's Not My books, and Eric has a big box of his books down here, and we've got That's Not My Fox in it, and Ezra loves that at the moment. I would say it's his favourite book, but that's a bit of a strong statement because he's only 9 weeks old, but he loves looking at it. I think it's to do with maybe the colours and like the kind of different textures and the like high contrast kind of colour scheme. I don't know, I'm probably talking out my arse, but he really likes that book. I think that's pretty much all I've got to update you on. I don't want to waffle on, like I said, but because I've documented most of my pregnancy journey on this channel, I didn't not want to introduce him to you all as well. So I hope that you've got a kind of well-rounded picture of what he's like. I have made the decision to not include him as much on my channel as I have done with Eric in the past. With Eric, with him being my first, there were a lot of one-handed parenting tutorials that I wanted to make, and this time around I don't need to do that anymore. So I mean, since becoming a mum again, I've become a lot more protective over both of my babies, but whereas I feel like my channel's grown with Eric, I want to keep Ezra to myself more. There are a few videos that I will want to make, so he may feature in a few, but I'm not going to be doing as many updates as I have done with Eric. It's not so much a privacy thing. Well, it is, but because I now have 2 children, I want to kind of make more memories and be more present off camera. You know, taking photos and little like clips for Instagram and stuff is one thing, but having the camera out and putting it in both of their faces or just being behind the camera and not really being with them is a completely different thing. So that's the decision I've made. I'm not seeking anybody's approval with that. That's just the way it is, and that's the only time I'm going to address it. So that's my choice as a parent. Ryan supports me in that. He's fine with it. So yeah, if you do have any questions or want to know a little bit more about Ezra, please leave me a comment. I'll also leave a link to my labour and delivery story in the description box if you haven't seen that already. But yes, if you like this video, as haphazard as it was, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, please hit the red subscribe button. I'd love to have you continue on with this journey with me. And if you have any suggestions for videos you'd like to see in the future, please leave them as a comment, and I'll see you next time.